What's up, y'all?
Black graffiti in the ass. Back like we never left in the house.
Really? I don't know why he's so high.
I'm really not high. I'm actually pretty tired. But
We both got homework to do for real. This our venting session, y'all. I wanted to do it earlier, but it didn't work out that way. So
you should have done it right after she got out of work.
I could if we had ripping and running to do. I could. We had too much to do. I couldn't do it. Yeah, I needed to, or do it earlier. What's up, y'all? This is our venting session. For real. It's been one of those days, you guys.
Yes, it has.
That's for sure.
More so for her. I didn't work today, but more so for her. I will have one of them tomorrow. So we gonna see.
Look, everybody has a day where they need to vent, and you need to get stuff off your chest. I mean, because it happens, you know.
Just let y'all know we will figure out a time where we can be on here consistently.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, it just happens.
The schedules just be off the chain, okay? Like for real, it's too much going on to But we're gonna get that together though. So just to kind of get into it, so I know everybody has those days where you just need to vent and you need to get things off your chest. You need to talk to somebody. You need to talk to yourself in the mirror if you don't want to talk to anybody about what you're going through, what you've been through for the day. My job is driving me insane. When you get to a point where I'll be on the phone with somebody, and let's say I'm gonna use your knee. Let's say his knee is the desk, and I'm on the phone, and I'm like, well, I'm talking to somebody. It's a problem. No, we wouldn't try to hit like that. Not as hard as I be hitting that table. I'm telling you that desk, I don't. But it's really a problem. Like, I need for people in different companies. First off, get y'all stuff together. What I mean by that is, do your job. Stop always depending on a certain person from a different department to do the job for you, because that's not what you signed up for. You signed up to do your job. Do your freaking job. Okay? Don't leave all that up on me. And it seems like sometimes you may, and I know somebody has to feel this, you may feel like you are treated as if you get the crumbs. You don't get the whole slice, you get the crumbs. Meaning everything is on you, even though that's not what you signed up for. That's not in your job description, but you still got to do it. You got to do extra research, which you weren't explained that. You explained that you had one job, and then policies and procedures, baby. Do we not have them? I just want to know. Do that exist? Because if it does, where they at? And I work for a mortgage company, so the other thing that kind of gets me all bothered is that his dad used to do this. So some people and I think any job can be demanding. Any job can be extremely demanding, okay? It really can. A lot of people think, and vice versa. So people that have physical type of labor jobs may think that people that sit at desks and do different things like that, oh, well, you got it easy. You just on the phone, you just calling people, you just doing this, you doing paperwork, blah, blah. No, it is literally mentally draining, especially depending on what your position is, depending on what you do in your field, depending on what you deal with on a day-to-day basis, depending on how your job is structured, if there's certain guidelines, if there's policies and procedures, but they're really not followed, depending on who your manager is, depending on who your manager's manager is, for real, that's a big one right there. Not even necessarily your manager. Your manager can be cool as I don't know what, but it's the people above them that makes all y'all go crazy. I don't get it.
I commend.
I was about to just throw everything up and just say, forget it today. Literally.
I commend anyone that works from home and it sits in front of a computer screen for 8 to 12 hours a day. Because here's the thing. I can actually attest to this because I too did used to work in front of a computer screen for 12 hours a day. And it was ridiculous. It was mind daunting. Like I hated it because you're looking at this computer screen all day in this room. Can't go anywhere. And when you leave, you gotta go right back in this room. People getting on your nerves, people don't make any sense. And here's the thing: it was a sales job. People can make you money or they can make your nerves bad. But people are difficult to deal with.
That's in all walks of life. I'm
True.
just talking about my day to day, but I get what you're saying.
But I'm saying because of people though, is how your day
people within the
what
company that's not doing their part of the bargain. You're not doing your job, baby. Do your job.
But in the end, it's still people. People not doing their job, and then people who are not making sense.
Oh, that hurts my soul.
But like, I just commend you all because it's
you all on my side. Now I'm about to vent about you.
Go ahead, because it's just it was like I was going crazy because let's say, and I used to work for a time I was working 9 to 9, or no, I'm sorry, yeah, it was 9 to 9. People got over 5 or 6, and then they'd just be out. It's a beautiful day sometimes, or they'd be just going. I'm just still sitting at work, not doing anything, making calls. It was annoying. Annoying.
But what about what happened today? Venting for today.
Today, I mean, I felt bad for her for real.
Not about me. Venting for today for yourself.
Me? Venting? We'll put it like this. Or we just talking about job or just venting in general?
Venting in general. Venting. Okay, another thing. I got something else. Forget all that, because apparently he don't have to vent today. I do. I have a teacher. I go to school. Almost done. I cannot wait to be done. When I say working and going to school is a big pain in your ass, this is what it is. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Period. Okay. We're gonna pray that it pays off, not only for me but for anybody else that's going through that and doing that and going through the struggle. Period. At the end of the day, why would a teacher make something due at 5 p.m.? And over half your students, literally over half your students, have full-time jobs, have other responsibilities, kids, etc., whatever. Why are you making stuff due at 5 p.m.? Make that make sense to me. Most people don't get off till 4, 5, 6 o'clock. But then you say, oh, we'll do it before. You are not the only class that I take, okay? I'm not 18, 19, 20 years old and don't have a job and don't have responsibilities. Yes, it's my fault. I get that. That's cool. But all my other teachers make stuff due at 11:59. Everybody know. If you went had any type of college classes, courses, whatever, especially if they were online, your stuff is due when? At 11:59. That's just what it is. This one teacher, I literally have something due by 5 p.m. tomorrow. I have to get it done tonight. And the thing about it is, it's only 1,000-word essay. I like writing, so that's not really a big deal. The problem is, she gives you 5 different type of topics. She's only going to pick 2. So she wants you to go, and you only got 30 minutes once you open up the session. You only got 30 minutes. That's it. So once I open it up, either I go ahead and get all these 5 different topics done and do 5 different freaking essays, or I can just try to debate and see which one kind of seems like more her style and guess. Who has time to guess? I got stuff to do, okay? Do maybe 1 or 2 of them and then open it up and boom, either it's 1 or 2 and I got gold, or it's 1 of the other 3 I didn't even do, and I only got 30 minutes to put this together. Y'all, if a job is really stressing you out, leave. And I'm not saying just like off the one time, because you're going to, if you're working, especially if you're not working for yourself, if you're working for a company, for an industry, if you're working for people that are sexist, whatever type of job, whatever type of issues that they are, you're going to have those consistently, unfortunately, in whatever that you do. But When it's driving you insane, when you are slamming your fist against the desk, when you are dreading going to work in the morning, when you have to pray and ask God to hold your hand so you don't curse nobody out, where you're not going to say something to a customer or bar or member, depending on what type of industry you're in, that you're not going to lose your job from saying whatever you want to say. What's going on, Mr. Jackson?
What's up, Montel?
It's a pain in your ass. It's time to leave.
Never let a job sacrifice your mental.
It's not worth it. I used to have a job. I had several jobs that sacrificed my mental, baby. I did. I used to work for the electric company, and they pay you really good money, but it's not worth it.
Money is the root of all evil, but it can't do for you if you're for one, if you go mentally insane, and for two, and you're stressing too much about it.
Life is meant to be enjoyable. First off, we were never ever put on this earth with the intentions of having to work 8 to 12-hour shifts every single day. That is some bull, okay? That's some straight bull. While people that are millionaires, no matter what they did to get there, yes, they had to grind. I'm willing to grind. But you think about it, you working for all these different industries and these different companies, and they're making so much money, but how much are they starting you off at? You get all these little crumbs, all these false promises about this and that, this and that, this and that.
I guess I'm gonna say that.
I don't get that.
Like the job I have now, my manager, well, my supervisor, I'm not gonna say my supervisor, he's a dick. And the reason I say that is because he's one of those. I'm just saying that. The reason I say that is because he's someone who thinks they know everything there is to know about this one job. However, he's always looking for three of our top mechanics for answers. We're maintenance mechanics. So what we do is we walk around, we fix the lines and the plants that break down. Now, we walk around with radios all the time. So, they can call us and to come to the line. Things he likes to do is he likes to put us out on the radio. Most of the newer mechanics, are us. We haven't been there that long. Say if there's a call to the line, they'll call us for the line. Hey, I need a mechanic to the pink line for this problem. He'll say, well, we don't have that many experienced mechanics here, so you're just going to have to wait. All right, that's no problem. But if you keep saying that, like, damn, dude, you have no confidence in us at all, because this is who you got right now. You don't have to say we don't have any experienced mechanics on this shift. They're all on the other shift. What you can say is, hey, we'll get to you in a minute. We don't have enough bodies. We'll get to you in a minute. Or another thing he does is the bastard actually pissed me off the other night because, for one, it's only 8 of us running 14 lines. One dude left at 1 o'clock in the morning. One of my homeboys, he left at 11. Another guy didn't show up for the night. So it was me.
It's 5 of y'all now.
Right. So it was me running 4 lines by myself. And one line was in a changeover. Basically, just like it sounds, it was changing over. You have to change over different parts and stuff like that. It takes a while to do down the line. There was a line that was running and it needed help. So I answered the call for that line. He says over the radio, Corn, don't worry about that. What you need to do is you need to come to this line and do this changeover. I had to pause for a second and forget and remember where I was at, because I could have got fired that night.
Basically, it's all about respect, period. And apparently whoever he worked for don't respect him. Now, luckily, I get along with my manager, so I have no problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is a lack of good training. I know it can't just be me. And even probably with his job when he first started, even probably now, you get all these false promises about, oh, well, training's going to be this, training's going to be that. And again, we venting. This is what we're doing. We're on here venting. So it's probably something that y'all can relate to in some type of aspect or whatever. But you're going to get this type of training. You're going to get this. It's going to be for 2 weeks, blah, blah. How you going to train me basically on what the company is about, but you don't train me on how to use the systems? There's several different systems, several different ways to do different things. None of the training is focused on that. Then you just say, okay, well, here's the PMPs, meaning here's all these policies and procedures, read them. First off, everybody learns in a different way. Some people have to see it to learn it. Some people have to, I feel like there's very minimal amount of people that can just read something all the time and teach themselves how to navigate through different systems and how to actually get the work completed. Now, you would think, because I work for a mortgage company, you would think that if I'm dealing with people's mortgages, one of the most expensive things that you're going to probably buy in your lifetime, that it would be no cutting corners, that it would be nobody falling off or slacking off every day, nobody that doesn't want to do their part and wants to put that on you when you're not trained and that's not your responsibility, that's not your job. People that should know how to do the job don't know how to do the job, not because they're not trained, but because they're so lazy that they don't want to do their job and they want somebody else to do it for them, or they want to be slick and say, oh, can't you? No, I can't do that. If I got 100 plus like loans in my pipeline that I gotta attend to every single day, bruh, no, it's not gonna happen. Not even just with that job. Like, it's just so many different perspectives. Like, I can't say this more than I think it every single day in this last week or two. Like, if you are stressing so much over a job, it's time to go. I know earlier you were saying that you felt bad for me because I literally broke down today. And I consider myself to be a decent type of strong individual, but I broke down today.
What sucks is I can't help because for one, I don't even know the damn system.
And
I
even if he could help, it's my position, it's my job.
Ain't like I can get on there and start talking.
It's just not necessarily because I can't do it, but your job is not supposed to be that stressful. It's not supposed to be made harder than what it's supposed to be. And Lord knows they ain't paying us enough to go through all this bullshit that they put us through. That's just what it is.
Oh.
False promises such as, okay, well, you're going to get 20% more when you get past your probationary period, but then you find out later, hey, that 20% is only going to be for a certain amount of time. So hitting mid of July of 2021, we're going to snatch that 20% back that we put on your check. What? But then the explanation is, due to COVID, we thought it would be a great idea to assist you. So if you have somebody in your household that has lost their job, doesn't have a job, or a job that used to pay as much as they used to make, then that 20% is going to help to replace or supplement their income. No, it's not. The 20% is helping me put me back up where I almost should be salary-wise. But then you're going to snatch it back? And I'm supposed to stay for what? You ask somebody something, a loan officer is licensed. A loan officer should know a lot about mortgage, have a lot of background about that, be able to go into depth about that, about escrows and things like that. I have loan officers that ask me questions. Why are you asking me a question? You the loan officer? That's not my position. But if we're going to be technical, that really should be my position at this point in time. Makes it so hard. It's not worth it. I'm rethinking a lot of stuff. And I know it's got to be a lot of people that's rethinking a lot of stuff. I used to really think that working from home, actually, I should have known from seeing you work from home, that it drives you, well, some people may not, but it drives you insane, probably depending on what you do working from home. You used to make, what, 100 plus calls a day?
About 200 plus calls a day.
And I'm not making that many calls. I'm attending people and helping people with their loans and making sure they go through the process, let them know if there's certain documents, connecting with other departments. Unfortunately, they won't do their job. Emphasize won't do their job. It makes it harder on me. Don't want to communicate back. Don't want to tell me if they received a certain document. So therefore, you making the customer even more pissed, and they don't realize it doesn't just affect my bonus; it affects yours too. So if they get all the way to close and they decide they don't want to close on their home, they don't want to close on their refinance, guess who misses out on that? Me and you both. You affecting both of our bonuses. Now, it's not just about the money, but that's part of it. But I also don't want a customer biting my head off for something that you did. But guess what? They're going to bite my head off because I'm the main point of contact. And when they do want to speak to your behind, you don't want to pick up the phone. You don't want nobody to transfer them to you. I know somebody has went through this, whether it's at your current job, whether you left the job that made you that stressed, made you just think about your life, made you think about, life could be so much easier, should be so much easier. Then you're put in a dilemma of applying for other different positions, and maybe you even get a position, but they don't want to pay you anything. I got offered to be a store manager, y'all. I'm not gonna put the company out there, but a store manager. And guess how much they want to pay the store manager? $30,000 a year. I can't remember the last time I made $30,000 a year. You want to pay me $30,000 a year to be a store manager?
This is the time. Like, what happened to
I don't get it, bro.
people actually loving their job, being there for 20 to 30 years, just being happy to be where you're at.
The company being there for you.
Because it's funny. My grandma or my great grandma, she owned a salon, but told me to get a job, but she owned the salon. I don't see anything profitable from having a job besides paying your bills as of right now, which, what you got to do as of right now. But the thing is,
that's stressful, bro.
I'm trying to have 7 different streams of income. I'm just going to start at 7. It sounds like a good number to me to start at.
We got to just start doing the shit. I'm just going to be honest. Sorry
Something
for cursing,
different.
but we got to start doing the shit. I'm over a lot of shit.
Something different. I get tired of working.
This is what it is.
I get tired. If you want to call him the man, whoever you want to call it, I get tired of working for other people.
Yeah, a lot of people do go through.
I'd rather work for myself, knowing that working for myself,
rotation.
I'm going to be good and I'm going to take care of other people. Like if I had employees, I'm sorry, if I made billions of dollars a year,
millions of dollars a year, shoot.
Millions of dollars a year, whatever, in profit, I could really pay my people more. I could pay them more.
Especially your people that are showing out and doing the best that you can. I'm giving my all for what?
Like if you get this, like let's use Walmart. Their cashiers, I don't know how much they.
I think they just raised it.
But let's say the cashier makes $15 an hour. Okay, for an 18, 19-year-old kid, that ain't that bad. It make $15 an hour. Then you got department heads or whatever they are. They make probably 18, 19. Then you get the assistant managers. The assistant managers make about 40 a year. Then you got the shift managers, co-managers, however.
Y'all just heard that, right? An assistant manager that's for your job now?
No, that's Walmart.
Walmart. At least assistant managers making 40 G's. They offered me for this other company to be a store manager. I'm geek $30,000.
You have to have a bachelor's at Walmart to be an assistant manager. Some type of a bachelor's. It doesn't matter what it's in. But here's the thing.
That's a crockable too.
The store manager, I think, at the general managers at Walmart, I think make upwards to or around 6 figures. I believe so. However, though, that's the store manager of a Walmart. You put Walmart anywhere in the country, shit, even outside the country, it's going to thrive. Don't care where you put it. It's going to thrive. It's Walmart. Everyone knows about Walmart.
Even if you don't like Walmart, you're going to end up going there for something small, big, whatever. One day you're going to
buying something from Walmart. The general manager of a Walmart makes 6 figures. How much do you think the CFO and the CEO makes? a year.
Well, shoot, that's irrelevant to them. So,
Like the income gap is crazy. I think like 20, 30 years ago, the CFO, the CEO, and the store manager at whatever company you work, income was not that far apart. Not that far apart. Now it's ridiculous how much money they make compared to us and what we have to do to even make it day to day.
oh, and I used to work at Walmart years ago, and it's probably the same thing. They never ever wanted you to take a tip. So if somebody really thought you were a great cashier, whatever, they didn't want you to take a tip. And I was like, I think 18 or something when I used to work at Walmart. Guess what I had? I worked in Chesterfield, so I thought I was gonna have some issues. That was one of the best stores I ever worked at. First off, never had an issue. I had some of the same customers, some of the same older customers that wanted to give me 10, 20 bucks just because Walmart is not known for the best reputation for good customer service. And that's how I treat people. I treat people how I want to be treated. So what people used to do is be slick. I used to drop the 20 on the floor close enough to where I could step on it, stretch, slide that mug up, go ahead and go by my day.
But my
Why
thing
you telling
is,
you telling your cashiers not to take tips and give it to them? Or when I give it to you, oh, what we'll do is we have this bucket and we put all the money together, and eventually, like, we'll do like a little party or order everybody food and stuff. Y'all have enough money to already order people food. What's up? You don't want people to take tips. Pay people $3-4 more an hour, but you know that comes with a lot of money that's coming out of their pocket that's not feeding them. So, you know, of course, that's an issue. It's just an ongoing circle of the same bull. Seems like no matter where you go, unless you just get at a good company, there are good companies out here. I'm not downing every company. It's just I've worked for some well-known companies that people, you know, one especially that it's extremely hard to get in because first off, they make you take a test to get in there, and you know they start you off at like 50 grand, a little over that, so that gets you as well, and you thinking, oh, okay, we all good, and that's not really the case because there's so much that comes with it. I worked at a job where, you know, the electric company, where when the weather was bad and you had to stay, I worked 7:30 to 3:30. Well, I'm supposed to get off at 3:30. They're gonna send out a mass email basically saying that they're gonna hold you. You don't know how long they're gonna hold you, and they're not gonna tell you. It could be a couple hours, it could be 10 hours, it could be 15 hours, it could be 20 hours, literally. And then after that, depending on your supervisor, depending on how they feel about you, they may tell you can be off for the next shift, or they're gonna tell you, okay, we'll come into the next shift, and you only get 4 hours of sleep before your next shift. What type of bull is that? Calling you in, and you don't know how long you're gonna be there.
you know what's crazy?
It's just so many issues. Like,
What's crazy is when we were younger, any kid that went to a trade school, they were looked at as a bad kid, bad or troublesome or whatever you want to call it. North Tech, South Tech, bad kid. However, though, it's crazy because now people that went to trade schools make more money than people who go to a 4-year degree, not a 4-year degree, a well-known college and have a
put
4-year
those
degree.
cooking skills to use.
Maze.
Wonderful Maze Maze. What's up, Maze Maze? I don't know who it is.
Me either.
But hey, for people that can cook, yes, baby, I can cook, but that ain't my specialty is poetry, okay?
But the only reason I say that is because I went back to school because I used to be an automotive technician. Can't stand automotive. Don't like it. Only went there just to try to make money in it. For other people, it may be a passion. For me,
I think
I hated it.
people automatically think that technicians make a lot of money, or people that work on cars. Oh, you gonna make bank? You good, right? The breakdown of it is so crazy.
Yeah, it's how they pay you. You have to be the
It's
top tech
insane.
there to make some real good money. The only reason I say that is because I went back for electrical. The only reason I went back for electrical because there's a lot of job opportunity with that. But I'm in turn going to go there to open my own business. But when is it? When did we stop dreaming? You know, Just because you have this job don't mean you still can't go do what you need to do or what you want to do. It's never too late
It's not about
to go do what you
necessarily
got to
dreaming.
do.
I think people stay stuck dreaming.
I understand
I
as you
found
get older, the dreams get smaller. So you start to make, reality fit into the dream that you used to have, or the dream fit into your reality. I understand that, but it's still never too late. It doesn't matter if you're 30, if you're 40, whatever. If it's something that you really want to do, go do it. If you want to open up that business, go do that. You
I
never
think
know
the
until you
issue
take that
is
leap of faith.
I think the issue is I find myself doing this, and a lot of us we have to stop doing this. You so stressed out from your current job. You so stressed thinking about how stressed out you were from your other job, and at the end of the day, it's just like you have to stop dreaming and thinking about, oh, I could do this, or stop just writing down what you want, or you have to find ways of doing it. If it's something that you don't know how to do or how to start, some people will assist you that have been able to take the ride and be successful and become successful. Other people, for whatever reason, they feel like they don't have to pay it forward and to assist. That's okay. Sometimes this is what it's going to be. People are not going to want to pay it forward, but that's cool. But then you have to take the initiative to be able to start what you want to start. And I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to anybody else that's listening right now, or anybody that's going to look at the video. Like, we have to stop dreaming. Stop staying stuck with dreaming. Manifest it. Think of an idea of how to make it blossom into what you want. Stop thinking about how judgmental people are going to be. I know it's people that probably watch these videos and are like, well, why is Jaden cornered her? Because we want to. And you can continue to judge, or you can continue to have different thoughts. People are going to judge you no matter what you do. No matter if it's good, bad, sad, ugly, don't matter what it is. They're going to judge you, period. So that's something that you have to get over. That's something you have to face the fear of. It's just we have to start doing things that's better for ourselves, something that can start generational wealth if it's possible, or just start the trend, or start the bottom of the barrel to blossom up into what you want to be generational wealth, to do something to help your kids. Knowing what you're going through currently, knowing what I'm going through currently, I don't want my son to go through that. I don't want my son to feel like he has to job hop because he's so stressed from every job. And not stresses, and sometimes, yeah, my boss gets on my nerves, that's gonna happen, or blah blah, like stress to the point where you just do not want to go, stress to the point where you're just constantly thinking about it, thinking about, damn, I gotta go to that job in the morning, contemplating calling off all the time. That's not healthy. Like, it's not. Something that really helps me is working out. Like, that's how I get my stress and my anxiety issues from doing what I'm doing off. But then once I'm done with that, I'm more relaxed. But then I got to get up the next morning and deal with the same issues. I also got to help other people do their stuff when I need some assistance doing mine. It's just a continuous thing of just being a total issue that just devastates you more and more, and it just seems like you're just crawling into this hole. And as you get into this hole, the space that you have in the hole becomes less and less more available space. So it's just shrinking and shrinking around you until that's just gonna crush you. And that's not the life that none of us were meant to live. If you feeling like that, or you starting to feel like that, it's time to develop another plan. Even if you don't see yourself working a 9 to 5 the rest of your life, that's cool. But you do what you got to do in the meantime to put food on the table, to pay your bills, to do stuff for your kids, whatever your situation is. And then while you're doing that, you start to develop a plan, implement it, and get started on it. Yeah, it's going to go slow. Yeah, it's not going to blossom right off the top. But you don't know that. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't. Sometimes it takes time. But it's got to be a ride you're willing to do and ride, knowing that in the end, it's going to be better than what you're dealing with at that point in time.
The best things and the most beautiful things take time to grow. Just know that. Just know that.
So I'm telling y'all, I'm done just daydreaming. I'm done thinking of and implementing ideas and just put them in my phone for notes and stuff. Like, those notes are going to turn into actual ideas and going to turn into actual, groundwork to be whatever I want it to be. Now, it may not happen in the next year or two. It may take a couple years to get it off the ground, but whatever it is, it's going to be worth it. It's not worth my sanity. And then another thing, like my mom used to always talk about, well, you got to think about your benefits. Yeah, I got to think about my benefits that we have to pay for. You still have a copay when you go to the doctor. Your insurance still ain't gonna pay for everything, depending on what the procedure is.
It was funny. I worked at a job that they hired me on, and one of the reasons I went there is because they said it's gonna pay for my health insurance. So that was cool at the time. That was cool. But in the end, what ended up happening, I still end up having to pay for it because when their yearly benefits start coming back around, they decided to change it and go to another company, and then they wanted us to pay for it again. So in turn, it still messed us up. So I don't put my belief in companies. Believe in myself,
it's always going to be some type of change. It's not going to be good for you, maybe good for them, but it's not in the best interest of their employees.
My job had a town meeting, basically a meeting about the company that tried to make us seem like we give a damn about the company's debt and how their whole goal is to pay the debt off. I'm looking around, I'm like, y'all not gonna say nothing about, because they said once they pay the debt off, they're gonna get new stuff, new this. I'm like, all right, so no raises, nothing. Y'all ain't said nothing about that. All y'all care about is paying off the debt, paying off the debt, paying off the debt. That's fine. Company that has no debt, that's okay. I mean, that's pretty damn cool. But what is it going to do for me though? I'm not up there, Cherry Alley. I'm not up there. I mean, let's just be honest. What are you doing for me? Because that's the reason I'm here.
Because he breaking his back for y'all, so you just gotta.
I used to put in hours at this job because they brought me in saying, hey, we have all the overtime you get. All we want you to do is learn. I was told that, training would be fast paced, but I had the training that I needed. Not really. I got trained a little bit on the fly, on the go, but I had to be at my job almost every day for 12-hour shifts just to learn the small amount that I do know now. I still have to keep learning. So no, I don't put my faith in all these jobs.
There's always a lot that's not told. That's the problem. That's why we want not only us, but y'all to be successful in whatever you're doing. I just can't stress it enough. It's not worth being stressed out. And I made a vow to myself today that, I'm done allowing this job to stress me out like this. Hey, I'm gonna do what I can do. And I said I'm not gonna give my all. I'm gonna give my all until whatever happens is meant to happen for me. But ultimately, like, it's not worth it. It's not. Like, it's just super, super stressful. And it reminds me of the past of another job that I thought I had hit goal, and it was the same thing. It was the same issue. And I keep saying, is it me? Maybe it's me, but it's not me. Is it something else I can do? And I switch things up, and it still feel the same way. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying, like, it's not meant for us to work. It's not meant for us to be fighting over paper, literally we're fighting to get paper to pay for objects and things that we need in life and that we want. We're fighting over pieces of paper. Money is just paper.
It's really fictitious. We are the ones that made it seem like, money is something. But it's really just paper. It's really nothing.
It's straight sick. It's straight sick. And the crazy thing is, y'all, I'm not the only one that's being driven crazy. My manager is being driven crazy. And I feel for her because she does everything that she can try to do for us. And her managers don't do the same for her. Now, is it coincidental that she's African American and that, the managers above her may not be and they may be males? In some instances, you would think that it's not going to be a sexist type thing, blah, blah, but in some instances it is. But then you have to think about it. The other people have been here. The other managers have been in this company so long. So who are they gonna believe? If you go to somebody with the issue, who are they gonna believe? That's the other problem. When you have issues at work and you have people that's been working there for so long or that have a certain reputation, they can do no wrong. Only you can. For whatever reason. That's not fair either. Little things that she's tried to implement for us to help us be stronger, to help us gain what we need. Anytime you have an entire team that's telling you, hey, we need more training, this is not making any sense. And all y'all say is, oh, you got the PMPs, meaning you got the policies and procedures. What's the problem? We're telling you, my entire team is telling you that, okay, we understand that. The policies and procedures are supposed to be there as like a pick-me-up, as in, okay, guidance. It's not supposed to be teach yourself all this shit. That's not how it was explained in the interview. That's not how it was explained in training. We haven't even had the chance and opportunity to shadow people, which makes it worse when you work from home because it's not like we're sitting next to each other in the office and I can be like, hey, can I shadow you for the day, or they assign me to shadow somebody? Like, literally, I'm at a job where I've had to teach myself, and me and my team have had to work together as much as we can to figure out things that don't need to necessarily be figured out, but they need to be taught, and they need to be taught very well because we are dealing with people's mortgages here. No matter what you're talking about, a BA, a FHA, a streamline, no matter what type of mortgage, you're talking about some serious stuff here. It's not like I'm, just frying some fries or something. And I'm not downplaying frying fries because you got to be careful what you say too. I'm not downplaying it. I'm just saying, like, make it make sense to me. And then don't tell me how to do something, and then don't tell me the meaning behind what we're doing so I understand the whole perspective. Some people want to keep information to themselves. I don't understand that. We're supposed to be a team, right? Why would you just tell me how to do something? And every time I ask you, okay, well, that's cool, but can you show me and tell me in depth what this means, or guide me to the answer of knowing what this means so I can understand the full spectrum of this issue? So when it comes back around, I know how to handle it. No.
Sometimes they feel that, they can be outshined if they shed a little light on their information to you. They feel like they can be outshined. That's why a lot of times people like that keep a lot of information to themselves because they want to be the go-to person with the information. Because if they're not the go-to person, they feel like they have.
Oh, you're going to take my spot. You knew, but you seem a little smart, so you're going to try to take my spot. I'm not trying to take anybody's spot. I thought we were all here for a goal. If I happen to get promoted, then so be it. I must be doing something right, but it's not necessarily going to be because you told me how to do something and help me understand it. It's because of my ability to understand and my ability to say, okay, well, this connects, so then let me connect this and this in my work effort and how I work and how I organize.
Damn, what you talking about?
Like,
not you. But Dan, what the manager's talking about. I'm here to get your job, yes, because I'm here to make your money. You sitting there not doing nothing. I'm here to make your money.
I want the upper job, but now it's to a point. Damn that. It's to a point where I don't even want that no more. So, needless to say, this was a venting session, but at the end of the day, it's supposed to help somebody else that's going through it at work. Somebody that's possibly going through it at school. You working and you going to school. You got kids, whatever it is. I'm going to be up for a while tonight because this teacher thought it was a great idea to make something due tomorrow at 5. And yes, I've known about it for a couple of days, but I still don't get off till I've worked at least 7 or so hours of overtime this week. So starting at like 7:30 in the morning. So it endings at one night from 7:15, I almost did a whole 12-hour shift one night. So it's just like,
don't let these jobs stress you out.
Yeah.
If you feel like it's getting to the point where it's stressing you out and you feel like you got to choke somebody,
and it's consistent, and it's consistent that you feel that way, it's time to go. It's time to look for another job.
Don't be
and manifest what you need to do for yourself and what's going to help you be successful, and definitely what's going to help you mentally. Because when I say there's a lot of us that are having mental issues and mental struggles and we feel like it's nowhere to reach to, it's nowhere to talk, nobody to talk to, nobody that's going to try to understand, nobody that's going to be judgmental and say, oh, well, she playing, she not really, doesn't have really, anxiety. She doesn't really go through stress and things like that. She doesn't really go through depression. He doesn't go through that because you have a smile on your face. Come on. A lot of people that have smiles on their face, a lot of people that joke around, sometimes those are the most hurt people. Yeah, I feel like patience is the virtue, that's for sure. But then sometimes I think it comes to
Patience can only
a
last so long.
point. I was about to say it comes to a point where you can only be so patient as well.
Because here's the reason I say you have the master patience, because Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, the Black Panther Party. I mean, the list goes on. They have the master patience too, but that patience only can last so long. It wears thin until you have to turn up on people.
It does. And unfortunately, that's something that we may not want to do. But and when you say turn up, doesn't mean that you necessarily have to curse somebody out. But speaking up for yourself.
No, I'm talking about grimy.
I get it, but it doesn't always have to necessarily be that way. Yeah, everybody's for themselves.
You're not used to this.
And there's something that you should not have to get used to. It shouldn't be everybody for themselves. I got people that I already know that on my team that I helped somebody today and I needed that extra 30 minutes to do my own work. I don't mind. I'm not complaining, but every time I ask you a question, you don't know. You don't? But you're doing pretty good. I peep it, baby. It's okay.
Some people would rather step on you, belittle you, put you down, make you look real bad just to make it seem like they're an outstanding worker or a citizen, however you want to put it. To me, that's crazy because we'll get a lot further if we would work together.
Everybody's so busy trying to outshine each other for that one or two spot that's available, but in the end, guess what?
Because all of us want to
pick either one of you.
All of us want to make money. Everybody want to make the big bucks. Everybody want to make money. I get that. I understand that.
It's also what you're gonna do when you make the money too. Are you gonna be just like them? Are you gonna build your own empire and say, "Damn, I built my empire and be proud of it"? But then you turn around and act just like the people that you used to work for, the companies that you used to work for. Or are you gonna switch it up so people actually have an opportunity and have a chance to work for a good company that actually gives a shit about them? That's the other thing too. And that's not just talk coming out my mouth. It's not just talk coming out his mouth. Like, I will never treat somebody how I've seen people be treated in different positions in different companies that I worked for, and as well as in some instances how I've been treated. It's not gonna happen. And if it was a situation where an employee felt some type of way, it needs to be discussed so we both can have an understanding, so we both can feel better, because you don't know the potential of that employee. Maybe the employee is holding back because they feel like they're getting treated like shit, because they're not given the opportunity to grow. You're consistently keeping them there because they're such a good employee. Yeah, they might deserve to move on to a different position or to a different department, but I like you here because you do a really good job and you're the only one to answer all these calls. You don't want to do this and do that. So no, we're gonna deny her for being able to transfer to a different department, a different role. There's people that do that too. I've experienced that too. So it's just so much dealing and working with companies that don't give you the respect or don't give you what you need or give you what maybe you deserve at that time. It's always a question sent at the table at the interview saying, hey, what type of opportunities are here? Are things thriving? Are things going good with your company? How do you feel about people that have, degrees? How do you feel about a person that doesn't have a degree, but they work their behind off and they will outshine a lot of people if you're very, very confident in yourself? I don't feel like anything's wrong with asking any of those questions because you need to know what you're getting yourself into. Only problem is if they really like you, sitting across on them, they're going to say whatever, even if they know that it's not a lot of opportunity for advancement or for all that type of stuff. They're gonna say whatever they can do, whatever they can say to you to butter you up so you can say yes, sign dotted line and get to work.
Right.
Recruiters gotta go too. Got a quota too at the end of the day.
Yep.
I had to get on here and vent a little bit. We work for the money so we can relax at the end of the day. So we can relax and not just consistently pay bills to be broke until we get paid again. Not living that vicious cycle. You know, I used to work when I first worked for a credit union, and I remember I used to tell you this, right? I had a guy that used to always come in. He had overdraft protection. Somebody needed to take overdraft protection off his account immediately, but they would not do it because they were continuing getting fees and stuff. They was making money off the brother. You know what I'm saying? So why were they gonna tell him what's in his best interest not to have overdraft protection? He would be negative a little over $700, bring his check in enough to make it positive again, and then as soon as he made it positive, he might have $10 or something in there. Then he overdrafts to the full amount of $750 or whatever he had available to get all his money back. So it's a continuous cycle of making his account negative, never to make it positive, not to have to take any money out, because all he's doing is getting his check, paying back the debt, going right back in debt, paying back the debt, going right back in debt. Every single week. He did that for the entire year that I worked there, and probably still does it to this day. That's not life.
Nope.
I had to get on here and vent. He had to get on here and vent a little bit too, say what he had to say. But just remember, if you're in a position, you work for a company and they're not making you feel appreciated, you can't voice your opinion about it in some type of respectful manner towards them. It's not getting no better. You didn't gave yourself, I'm gonna give it another month. I'm gonna give it 2 weeks, and it's the same thing. And you then said you're gonna give it 2 weeks, and now you're there for 4 more months. It's time to go. It's time to look for something else until you can establish what you want to establish for yourself.
Yeah.
Stop being so stressed out from these companies. I know tomorrow it's not probably gonna be the best day either because I got a pile full of work. But I'm not gonna let myself stress. First off, because it's Friday. Second off, because it's not worth it. My sanity is worth more. That's just what it is.
Yep. I feel.
That's what it is, man.
I don't let jobs stress me anymore. For real. I laugh it off for real.
And I can't say that it won't stress me, but tomorrow I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it the best day that I can make it. So I want y'all to do the same thing if you're in the same predicament. But we gotta go. I got a couple papers to write.
Tune in to my next video. My next video is gonna be on how black am I. So I'm gonna be talking about basically, just like I said, how black am I? Why do we have to constantly? What am I trying to say?
Don't give too much away. You already just said what it's about.
Yeah, I'll find out. Gonna be a good one.
Peace, y'all. Be safe.
All right.